Welcome to all of you. So this is my introduction. You saw just the sunset, which is happening right now. I'm gonna go back to it after I talked about the things that I would like to talk for this lunar eclipse in Capricorn. A lunar eclipse is when the sun moves in front of the moon and covers it and highlights the moon. Where the moon is in right now is in Capricorn and the sun is in Cancer. So these two are opposite each other, right? Of all the zodiac signs, Capricorn and Cancer are facing each other. And Cancer, as we saw, is the chariot, is the success, is the third eye, is going forward, is being focused, and is being driven, right, by this celestial connection from within, from a higher purpose. Now, Capricorn is the devil card, and a lot of people really have difficulty with the devil card, and particularly a Capricorn always, when I show them the card, they look at it and they're just like, no, that's not me, that's no, thank you, you know what I mean? So it's like they're really not into it, and I think they're right. You know, I think that Capricorn here in this deck, it's a little more approachable, right? This sexy guy, and he hands you his support, but when he hands you the support, he will enslave you, right? So he has this way about him, right? Here I am, I give you my help, but then you're my slave. I can do whatever I want with you. Now, looking at this card, right? So as you can see, there's a couple being attached to the devil, and the devil is the keeper of all taboos, and as you can see, he holds in his right hand the fire, the spark, that creative sexual energy, which is the tail of the male is generated, right? It's like he's like sexual because of that, right? She, on the other hand, has the fruit as a tail, the seed, that the fire, the sexual energy comes together with this energy of here in her tail. Now, when you look really close, they're not attached to a point where they couldn't get free. So they're in a way free to untouch and to get out of this connection, right? And as you can see, he also has wings, and he has the ram horns, which is usually Aries, that initiate, that starting of the spring, where then when Capricorn, they have their sexual intercourse in Aries, the babies are then being born. Now, if you can see here above his head, he has the pentagon, right? The 5-pointed star, penta is 5, above his head, but pointing downwards, meaning it's turned upside down, right? So this is a sign for us to know that he is working with this third eye energy, not in the most positive way. Okay, so a lot of symbolism going on here in this card. If you look at this new version of the devil, you can see his chest. He has here clearly the pentagon in 6-pointed, right, star, and he actually letting you know that he actually brings a union together here in this newer version. So this is what I want to let you know, is that the devil is only appearing when the dualities are off balance, which is what's happening right now. Everything is off balance, right? So Capricorn is about structures, Capricorn is about organizations, Capricorn is about leadership, it's about individuality, it's about relating, it's about coming into this understanding that we cannot live just exclusively on one side of these two sides. And so here I have painted the Capricorn in a yoga position, and it is the dancer pose. In the night and in the day, we have to find this dance or this game, right, that we are playing every inhale and every exhale. We have to understand that this balance is deep within us, right? And when we touch it, we touch the light and the dark within us. We understand that we have two sides. Now, the card isn't finished yet, right? It's very difficult for me to paint this card, I have to admit. All the other cards flow out of me, and I was really able to totally go for it, right? Now I have another one which is more like this, right? Less of this checkboard, like a, you know, sign. So still, right, we have these two opposite energies pointing at each other, touching each other, and finding this inner light beyond these two dualities that are constantly working on us, right? So what is happening, what we really need to understand in this whole lunar eclipse is that we are now moving to a place of becoming our own leader. Capricorn is someone that is actually leading, someone that is actually in a structure, in, let's say, organization, right? So organizations, of course, that are for the greater good for all of us. And we are here to learn that our consciousness is bringing this awareness, is bringing this union to these two opposites. One is home and one is work, right? Work, home balance, like how we all have been working from home, how we all have created now from home Zoom meetings, and not all jobs can be done from home, right? But a lot of them, and now we have to find the balance between each of them, right? So this is bringing a clear leadership into the world, right? Is asking for us to realize, I am the leader of my zodiac sign. I am finding the inhale and the exhale and the centeredness in that, right? And that's really all there is that we want to bring to this lunar eclipse, where the sun moves in front of the moon, and the sun is in Cancer, highlighting this emotional, more loving and caring energy, this healing energy, to an energy that's quite more negative and dark. But it's not really negative and dark. It's not chaining you to nothing unless you allow it, right? It's just, again, this dance between these dualities, this dance between constantly inhale and exhale, dark and light. That's all there is. That's what really the devil is. And of course the devil is the Greek god Pan, and pandemic or panic comes from that word. And Greek god Pan was the player, was the seducer, because that's when we had our sexual intercourse to then in spring give birth to the next generation. So for me, the Capricorn is definitely more this Greek mythology of the goat and the human, right? This wild side. He was the wild, he was the god of the wild, the god of the nymphs and the sheeps, and like just the wild nature, right? And so really we come to an awareness, to a new awareness that we would like to bring into the foreground right now, right? Highlighting that, highlighting a healing to the Capricorn energy, to the structures, through corporations that have been putting a CEO in front, so it's not a face anymore, it's just an organization that we have almost no chance to fight, right? And I think what is going to happen right now is that we are having more and more real leadership by small businesses, startups, again, where there is a face, there is a human, their consciousness leading this kind of business, right? And it will change everything, how so far we have actually lived and made money so far. So money will change. The way we make money will change, right? And then how we implement it. We vote with our money. Every moment when I spend $1, when I spend €1, when I spend a yen, whatever you're spending, you at that moment spending it on another human being. You're spending it on a group of people who are either devoting their energy to the earth to do it in a good way, or just totally don't give a damn about the earth and just exploiting it. So you vote with your money, and that's where we are, where the highlight is coming in through the sun, right? Looking at what we have done wrong and now what we can do fresh and new, right? Entrepreneurship. So now it comes your personal reading. I hope they highlight to you exactly what you need to be doing, and I thank you again for listening. Namaste. So I'm going to turn the camera again. Welcome, Aries. So this is your reading for the 4th and 5th of July. We have lunar eclipse, full moon in Capricorn. Now, Capricorn is the devil card, and mythology kind of like moved the devil into this corner, and I find it very how would I say, I find it very difficult, right, to look at a sign and say this is just evil. So I changed, of course, again, I made a yoga card for the devil, and for me it's God Pan. And God Pan in the Greek mythology brought in the words pandemic or panic, right? So when we look at the devil, then it's showing us that we are out of balance. And the typical card of the devil is like a couple being chained to this devil. So it's all about relationships. It's all about like being bound, being trapped, being in a relationship that's not working. So this the sun, which is in Cancer, is moving in front of Capricorn. The moon is in Capricorn. So the solar eclipse is in Capricorn. And so the sun is moving in front and saying, hey, have a look. And for me, the dancer pose, because Pan is that half goat, half man personality, playing the flute, dancing with the nymphs, and enjoying himself, right? Being the god of the wild, being the god of that natural wild side in us as well, right? So we have two sides. And for me, this Pan has two sides, right? For me, this is an energy that I feel we can more relate to when we dance the play between dark and light. Something else is coming out, and when we come into the center where exactly the touch is, right, that's where we are not falling into the trap either in the light. Sometimes we become righteous because we think we know better than others, because we think we are better in our belief. Our religion is better than your religion, right? So we have a righteousness or an ego, even in the light, spiritual egotism, right? I have the right to be like this. No, you don't. So finding this balance, right, is really what's coming into a lunar eclipse, sun in front of a full moon. So for you, Aries, you are a fixed sign, right? You're very fixed in the way you do things. And no, actually, sorry, you're cardinal, right? You're cardinal sign, and that means you begin things, you start things. And you begin to look at yourself on more of a happier you. Right? So the 9 of Cups, it's showing me, wow. So underneath is this card, right? Which is a certain painfulness with your heart. And here you have the happiness above you. So you want almost to scream this happiness out that you have overcome. But in the center of your deck, you have the 4 of Cups. So God is giving you more, right? 3 of Cups. Here's the 3 of Cups. And you're like bored. And God gives you a 4th cup and you don't even really acknowledge it. There's something inside of you that's a little jaded, and you have a Scorpio crossing you, the King of Water. So maybe there's a Scorpio personality coming into your life, helping you to overcome and see again this cup. Right? This is the cup that you're getting from this Scorpio personality, from a male personality that is very mature, very emotionally immature, bringing you to a realization like, why am I bored? Below you is the 10 of Wands, like you doing too much. And she's walking down the path. She climbed up. That's your foundation, right? You constantly think you need to do something else. You need to do action, driven, right? This is your fire sign. This is Wands. Wands are fire. So you think when you do, you exist, or you worth. In the near past is the 7 of Wands in reverse, meaning when it's upright, this card means that you defend yourself against a lot of attacks, right? So here it starts, right? From the 10, you're already doing too much. Now to the 7, you are becoming aware of these attacks, and you have created this internal awareness, this namaste. It's like I'm connected to myself, and I know that I can defend it. Now, when it's reverse, meaning the attack is releasing, but it could also be intensified, right? So now you have to figure out for yourself, is it releasing or is it getting more intense? Reverse is always like, it can mean two things. It can mean like it's leaving. It's, you know, it's, you release it. Maybe with inversions, maybe with going upside down. Or it's getting in more intense, or it's getting more, before it clears itself, right? It's getting more intense. Because above you, you have a lot of wands around you, actually only wands around you. You have the 5 of Wands, so this competition, this reaching to the light, this is so inner to you, right? This is your energy. This is Aries with the head. I'm gonna get this. So teamwork is asked from, right, to reach up. But it doesn't look like they're really, really working together, right? One is falling and one is holding and the other one is trying to reach. Like they're not really helping each other. They're competing against each other to go to the 6 of Wands, which is in your near future. Where there is success, where there is you standing in front of people and being your glorious you. So you have 5, 6, and 7, but 7 in reverse. Because you're emotionally not really connected to this 4 of Cups. But you know that there is an energy coming in and helping you. So let's have a look. Clarification on the 7 of Wands. Right, you're very Aries. You gotta look at yourself now more clear, more like aware. You want to bring a spiritual awareness towards yourself, right? Not everything is just about like, you know, competition and winning and losing, and it's about like really making sure that everybody around you is actually happy. Because when people around you are happy, you're happy. You know, it just really like makes me sometimes wonder what people think when they're like in a gated community. Like they have their big house, they have their swimming pool, they have all this stuff, and around it's like this misery. People are miserable, and of course people will break in and steal from you. But if people around you are happy in what they have and their system is functioning, you don't need to defend your success, right? And the success in these days has a different meaning. Now, more than ever, right? So nothing wants to come out for the 7 of Wands. So that's usually a sign, right? And I don't like to force it. When something is not coming out, then the message is clear. Then there is nothing to... Let me do... three more. Now I got 2 coming out. So you got 2 9s, right? You got the 9 of fire. And look at her, how she looks at the 9 of fire. There's this realization. The 9 is completion. 9, 9. 18, 9. So you are in your last again, it's all wands around you. Wands, 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 right? So this 7 of Wands gets the 9 of fire. 9 of Wands again. It's all action oriented. And you got the 6 of air coming together out. Meaning you mentally are going to move on. You're gonna make this decision to stop being always in competition. Because you have the success coming anyway. You are naturally successful. So you don't need to do all this pushing and forcing around you. And you got the 9, the completion, right? So the 5, 6, the 5, 6, 7, 9, and 10 wands, right? I mean, oh my God. I mean, it's amazing. So these are here. Okay, what is your oracle for this meditation? So you have to find your light, your emotional light to shine out, to be successful. And stop being this fire energy, right? Cool yourself off, become self-conscious, become aware in how you act, and become a leader, because this is what this solar lunar eclipse is showing us. Leadership needs to be clear and confident, but in a loving way. Leading people out of this difficulty that we're facing right now. And you are a leader. You are starting your action. And you have Mars in Aries for another 6 months. So there is, all the signs have that, right? So there is a lot of intense energy gonna happen until December. Lot of intense energy. So you gotta go into this inner, right? Allow yourself to be helped by water, by emotions, by feelings. Okay, so nothing wants to come out here. And then again, say 3 times. 1. It's funny, each time when I say I did it 3 times, then something comes out. And you got another 9. So when you look at this card, it makes complete sense, right? At the center card. Look at the tree in the background. Look at the tree that is emanating this energy, and you are bored out of your mind, and you don't see that this tree needs to be protected, that this tree needs to be taken care of, and you are given the chance to do so because you have this king coming in, helping you to find this extra cup, to bring love to the planet, to the people, to all living beings. And that's where your success is going to be. It's almost like you become the tree. The laurel, right? Right here. The circle closes. This action closes in. And allow and really become aware of your actions every day, through meditation, through yoga, through taming this fire energy that is within you. You've got to, look at your actions all the time. Like, am I actually conscious in what I do? And you have for the next 6 months, Mars in Aries, which is the war planet, which is the fighter, which is the screamer, which is the angry. So connect. Have a beautiful meditation, Aries. Namaste.